Yes, everyone. Very, very good evening, everyone. First, can you inform me, everyone, is the audio video is all right? Is the voice audible? Yes, sir. Okay. So, voice is audible. Can we start the branch accounting, the second part? Already, the last class we have covered, we have already covered dependent branch. Today, we'll take independent branch. First, can you say me, have you understood dependent branch? Any doubt in that? So can I say that you have understood dependent branch? No doubt in that. Whatever I'm asking you to respond in the live chat box so that I can understand that you are able to follow me. No doubt. Great. Okay. Now today we'll start independent branch. Of course, can I say that independent branch are of two types. One is domestic independent branch and one is foreign branch. Foreign branch will be also always independent branch. So first we'll take domestic means inland independent branch. Now, whenever there is an independent branch, it means head office will maintain their own books of account and branch will maintain their own books of account for their transaction. Means, can I say, for any transaction between head office and branch, they will maintain one account. So, head office in the books of head office, for any transaction with the branch, they will maintain branch account. And in the books of branch, for any transaction with head office, they will maintain one head office account. Got this point? What I want to say? Follow. It means just try to understand. In case of independent branch, so head office and branch. Got this point? Head office will maintain one branch account and branch will maintain one head office account in their respective books for any transaction between them. For any transaction between them, can you say at the end of the year the balance of branch account should be equal to balance of head office account in the respective book, but the balance should be in opposite side. For example, head office in the books of head office, branch account have credit balance. So can you see in the books of branch, head office account will have debit balance or vice versa or vice versa. Got this point? Yes, sir. Correct. Now, can you say head office will prepare their own trial balance, branch will prepare their own trial balance, correct? Then, can you say this trial balance, from this trial balance, they will prepare their own balance sheet and SOPL, they will prepare their own balance sheet and SOPL, and from this, we need to prepare what? A consolidated balance sheet, consolidated balance sheet, and consolidated SOPL. This is the objective of this topic, how to prepare consolidated balance sheet and consolidated SOPL for branch and head office together in the books of entity. Correct. So of course the entity, this is the one entity having one head office, and there can be n number of branch. There can be n number of branch. This is the objective of this chapter. But from my point of view, from examination purpose, if they are asking consolidated balance sheet from this topic, it will be a question of more than 12 marks. And the weightage of this particular chapter is, I will say, not more than 10 marks. So therefore, what I feel that normally a question of either dependent branch will come or foreign branch will come. From this topic, if they are asking any question, so that may be a question of journal entries. So we'll focus first on journal entries because that is important from examination point of view. Then we'll take one question for consolidated also, consolidated financial statement also. If suppose they ask a big question from this chapter, that can be also a possible question. So we can't leave it, we can't skip that topic on the assumption that this question will not be asked. So of course we'll practice, but higher chance is that from this particular topic the question related to journal entry will be asked. Got this point? Yes sir. So this objective, have you understood? Objective you have understood. Now let us come to first some journal entries. So accounting treatment in both books. I will give you some transaction. You need to understand what can be the possible journal entry for that transaction in head office books and branch books. In head office book and branch book. For example, goods sent by HO to branch. Correct? So for goods sent by HO to branch. So can you say the head office will pass one journal entry, branch account debit to goods sent to branch, branch account debit to goods sent to branch. So for any goods sent to branch, we open a special account that is known as goods sent to branch. Correct? It is nothing but one type. We can say it is nothing but represent goods. Okay, goods is decreasing. So you can see if goods will decrease, it will be created. Any decrease in the asset will be created, and the amount is receivable from branch. So this become one type of data. So this will increase the branch account debit to goods sent to branch. Understood? In the books of branch, can you see they will pass one journal entry, good received from head office account to head office account. So good received from head office to head office account means, can I say, if for this transaction branch account is debited in head office book, the HO account will be credited in branch books. Have you understood? The first journal entry for this transaction is what? Goods sent to branch to goods sent to branch to branch. Sorry, my mistake. For goods sent to branch in head office book, the journal entry is what? Branch account debit to goods sent to branch, and in branch book it is good received from head office to head office account. Any doubt in this? No doubt. Second, if the goods are returned by branch to head office, so reverse journal entry. Reverse journal entry was goods sent to branch account, and HO account debit to good received from head office account. Means this is nothing but cancellation of this particular journal entry. Got this point? Then branch expense incurred at branch office means branch expense incurred at branch office. So can you say head office is not involved in this? Therefore, no journal entry in the books of head office. So what journal entry in the books of branch? Expense account debit to cash or bank. The expense account debit to cash or bank. So any transaction which is only for head office, so in the books of head office, the journal entry will come. Any transaction which is related only to branch, then only journal entry will be done in the branch books. Got this point? Yes, sir. Then branch expense paid by head office. So branch expense paid by head office. So who is paying cash? Head office. Whose expense? Branch. So what you should do? This is the expense account debit but paid by head office. So we write on to cash or bank. Correct? And the respective debit and credit account will be branch account and head office in respective books. Means the journal entry what? Branch account debit to cash or bank, because the payment has been done by head office and is recoverable from branch. The branch account debit to cash or bank, and in the books of branch, the journal entry what? Expense account debit to head office account, expense account debit, and this amount is payable to head office. Got this point? Yes, sir. Then purchase made from parties other than HO by branch. So any direct purchase. So no journal entry in the books of head office, but here the purchase account debit to creditor or purchase account debit to cash or bank, as the case may be. It can be cash transaction, it can be credit transaction. Correct? Sales affected by branch. Can I say no journal entry in the books of head office, but sales made by branch. It can be cash account debit to sales, or it can be debtor account debit to sales. So cash or debtor account debit to sales, as the case may be. Yes, sir. Then collection from debtor received directly by the head office means debtor of branch, the debtor of branch, the amount is collected directly by head office. So can you see who is receiving cash? Head office. So cash and bank, but this amount belong to branch. So journal entry will be cash and bank to branch account. You can see cash and bank to branch. In the books of branch, what journal entry? It is recoverable from head office. So head office to branch debtor, head office account debit to branch debtor. So you can see head office account debit to branch debtor. One thing is clear that if the branch account is credited in this book, so head office account will be debited in this books. Got this point? Yes, sir. Are you able to follow? Bolo. Have you understood this much? Everyone, respond fast. Have you understood this much? Yes, sir. Now, coming to next point, payment by HO for the purchase made by branch. Now, it is the purchase of what? Branch. So, purchase account debit, but it is paid by HO. So, they will say purchase account debit to HO because the amount is payable to HO. So, you can see purchase account debit to HO. Purchase account debit to HO. It will be purchase account debit to HO. What journal entry in the books of head office? So can you see it is branch account debit to cash or bank, branch account debit to cash or bank. So it is the amount is recoverable from branch. So branch account debit to cash or bank. Yes, sir. Now purchase of asset by branch. Purchase of asset by branch. So okay, no journal entry in the books of head office because the asset is purchased directly by branch. So their journal entry is what? Asset account debit to cash or bank, or you can say fixed asset account debit to cash or bank. If the amount is payable, it will be a liability. Yes, sir. Now, asset account maintained at HO, an asset purchased by branch. Sometimes what happen? Branch asset is maintained in head office book. Sometimes branch asset is maintained in head office book. That information will be given the question. So whenever branch asset are maintained in head office book, so even though it is a branch asset, will be recorded in head office book. So can you see it is the purchase is made by what branch only? So payment has been done by branch, correct? But the asset will maintain in the books of head office. So in the books of head office, journal entries branch asset account to branch. You can see branch asset account debit to branch, correct? In the books of branch, journal entry will be HO account debit to cash or bank because the amount is paid by branch. So HO account debit to cash or bank. Got this point? Got this point? Yes, sir. Now, depreciation when the asset account is maintained by HO. This is very, very important. Normally, whenever they ask journal entry, this is one of the popular transactions they ask. So, depreciation when the asset account is maintained by HO. So, can you say asset is maintained in the books of HO? The branch asset will be reduced in the books of HO, but it is a depreciation of branch. So, depreciation expense will be recorded in the books of branch. Correct? Now, you can see depreciation account debit in this book, but branch asset reduced in the books of HO. So to branch asset. So what journal entry will do? In the books of branch, depreciation to HO. In the books of HO, it is branch account debit to branch asset. Have you understood this point? This is very important. Have you understood point number 11? Point number 11, have you understood? Bolo. Got. Now come to point number 12. Remittance of fund by HO to branch. So who has remitted? HO has remitted some cash to branch. So can you see the journal entry is what? The cash will be reduced in the books of head office. The branch account debit. You can see branch account debit to cash or bank. The cash or bank will decrease, and in the books of branch, cash or bank account debit to head office. So cash or bank account debit to HO. Simple. Remittance of fund by to HO branch by branch. So branch has transferred cash to HO. So cash will increase. So cash or bank account debit to branch. and in this case cash or bank will decrease. So it is HO account debit to cash or bank. Very simple, very simple. Now supply of goods to different branches. This is also very important. So normally whenever there is a supply of goods to different branch, I will explain this with one transaction. Suppose there is one branch A, there is one branch B, there is one head office. Correct now. So A has transferred goods to B. A has transferred goods to B. Correct now. So can you see in the books of A and in the books of branch B, we maintain goods received from head office account. Means normally we maintain good received from head office account. So if A has sent some goods to B, so it will be considered as they have received on the instruction of HO. So in this, what journal entry will do? Means they will not maintain other branch account. Means branch will not maintain other branch account. So in the books of A, if A has transferred, we'll say HO account debit and goods will decrease. To write down goods received from head office. And here goods will increase. Journal entry will be good received from head office account debit to HO. Correct? Now in the books of HO, what journal entry will do? So in the books of HO, the journal entry what? We will debit the branch which has received the goods and will credit the branch who has given the goods. Means in the books of HO, the journal entry what? Batao. In the books of HO, the journal entry what? Will say branch B account debit to branch A account. Understood? So recipient branch, the journal entry is what? Recipient branch to sending branch. Who has received the branch, that will be debited. Who have sent the goods, that branch will be credited. So what journal entry? Branch B account debit to branch A account. This is very important, very common question which is normally asked in exam. Have you understood this particular point? This journal entry, have you understood? So in the books of head office, what journal entry? Recipient branch account debit to sending branch. Correct? I think A and B, so you have understood. In the branch A and in the branch B will not maintain the respective branch account. The transaction will deem that this transaction is with head office only. Got this point? Have you understood this particular point? Everyone respond. Correct. Have you understood? Correct. Same thing. The receipt of goods from different branch. This 14 and 15 are same. I have already explained. 14 and 15 are same. Correct. Then point number 3, charging the branch service, charges by HO. So sometime what happened? Some of the expense which is incurred by HO is recovered from what? Branch. So in that case, we reduce the expense of HO, and we increase the expense of branch. In that case, what journal entry? Branch account debit to service charges, or we can say expense reduction. Branch account debit to respective expense, we can say, and here respective expense account debit to HO. Respective expense account debit to HO. So sometime whatever service provided by HO is charged to branch, so that become expense of branch, and that will become reduction of expense in the books of head office. Got this point? Understood? Yes, sir. Then there are two very popular transactions about cash in transit and goods in transit. Let me explain this point. Just try to understand. Suppose HO and branch. Now HO has sent goods, but it is not yet received by the branch. HO has sent goods, but not yet received in the branch. So can you see HO has already done the journal entry? Means the journal entry in the books of HO has been done for goods sent to the branch, but it is not received by the branch. So because it is not yet received by the branch, so that journal entry has not been done by the branch. And because of that reason, can you say HO account in branch books and branch account in head office book will not be reconciled, and therefore we will to pass one reconciliation entry. So we will say goods in transit account debit to HO. Understood? Similarly, there can be one situation when cash is remitted by branch but not received by HO. So can you say branch has already done the journal entry because cash has been sent by branch, though they have already recorded transaction, but not received by HO. So it means that is not recorded by HO. So they will pass one journal entry to reconcile both the account in the respective books. Both the account means branch account and head office account in the respective books. So they will pass one journal entry, cash in transit, account debit to branch, cash in transit, account debit to branch. Have you understood this? Bolo. This have you understood? Everyone respond. Then only I will proceed. Understood. Very good. Excellent. Correct. So with this, we completed all the transaction. Now let me take some questions so that you can understand. Yes, you are able to do it. Okay. So come to one question. Question 16. Pass journal entry in the books of independent branch of a business entity to rectify or adjust the following. Income of rupees 2,800 allocated to branch by head office but not recorded in the branch book. Means some income has been allocated to branch but not recorded in the branch book. So okay, the income of branch will increase. So journal entry will be what? Head office to in the books of branch. In the books of branch, we need to pass journal entry in the books of independent branch. So what journal entry will do? Batao, head office account debit to respective income. Head office account debit to income account done. Chalega? Yes, sir. So head office account debit to income account. Now branch paid 3,000 as salary to head office manager, but the amount paid has been debited to the branch, debited by the branch to salary account. Correct? So branch paid 3,000 as salary to head office manager, as salary to head office manager, but the amount paid has been debited by branch to salary account. But what journal entry will do? Can anyone say what will journal entry for this? We have to pass rectification journal entry. Correct now? So just try to understand. It is an expense of what? It is an expense of head office, but branch has debited their salary account. So can you see journal entry but head office account debit and the salary expense will reduce to head office account debit to salary account because this is actually a expense of head office. The branch paid 3,000 as salary to head office manager. So it is an expense of head office. It is not an expense of branch, but they have debited the amount in their expense account. So head office account debit to their salary account and 3,000 will be the amount. You can see head office account debit to salary account. This also you have understood. Chalega. Then branch incurred traveling expense of rupees 5,000 on behalf of other branches. This was not recorded in the books of branch. So some traveling expenses was incurred on behalf of other branches. This was not recorded in the books of branch. Correct? Okay, this is a traveling expense of other branch. This traveling expense of other branch not yet recorded, not yet recorded. So of course the transaction, whatever the transaction with other branch need to be recorded with HO account. So this will be HO account debit to bank, HO account debit to bank, or HO account debit to traveling expense. But because they have said it is not yet recorded, so journal entry has not been done. So it means HO account debit to bank. Let's see what journal entry they have done. HO account debit to cash, same journal entry they have done. If recorded, then it will be HO account debit to traveling expense. So if recorded, it means that has been debited to traveling expense, but this is not a traveling expense of this branch. Correct now? Then we would have done HO account debit to traveling expense. Got this point? Have you understood? Yes, sir. Now next point. A remittance of 1,50,000 sent by branch has not been received by head office on the date of reconciliation. So again, this journal entry is already done by branch but not received by head office. So head office will pass reconciliation entry. Branch will not do any reconciliation entry. Therefore, for point number 4, in the books of branch, no journal entry. In the books of branch, no journal entry. You can see in the books of branch, no journal entry. Correct now. Because reconciliation will be done by those party which has not received the goods or who have not received the cash. So in this case, branch has sent, the branch has already recorded a journal entry. So reconciliation will be done by head office in the head office books. Correct. Now, head office allocates 75,000 to the branch as head office expense, which has not been recorded by the branch. So, head office allocates 75,000 to branch as head office expense. Means this become the expense of branch, not yet recorded by branch. The branch means you can say expense account debit to HO, expense account debit to HO. You can see expense account debit to HO. Point number 5 also done. Expense account debit to HO. Chalega. Then head office collected 30,000 directly from a branch customer. So head office collected 30,000 directly from branch customer. So branch customer will decrease, but the cash is received by head office. So what journal entry will do in the branch? Head office account debit to branch customer. Head office account debit to branch customer. You can see head office account debit to debtor account or to branch customer. Both are correct. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Last. Good dispatched by head office amounting to rupees 10,000 but not received by the branch. So it become a reconciliation transaction in the books of branch. We'll say goods in transit to head office, goods in transit to head office. So what journal entry? Goods in transit to head office. So normally what I have seen, this type of question they normally ask. Chalega? This type of question normally they ask. Have you understood the entire transaction? Have you understood the entire transaction? One question you will do by your own right now. If you have understood this, one question you will do by your own. I will give you some transaction that you will do by your own because normally they ask this type of question. Are you ready for that? Everyone respond, then only I will ask that question. So this will be a 5 marks question. So 5 out of 5. Very simple. Chalo. So you will do one question by your own. Question 13 you do. Fast. Do fast. Everyone do. I have given only 5 minutes to you. Only 5 minutes. Not more than that. Once you have completed, say done. Once you have completed, say done so that we can discuss the answer. If you have done, just respond yes sir, done. Chalo, okay. Let us discuss head office expense of 3,500 allocated to branch but not recorded in branch. Very simple. It is the expense, head office expense allocated to branch, so it become expense of branch. So expense account debit to HO. So it is expense account debit to HO. Correct. First, Aswani, you are wrong. Aswani, you have done wrong. It is expense. Head office expense allocated branch. It become expense of branch. So expense account debited and it is actually paid by what? HO. So it will be expense account debit to HO. Correct. This is also very common question which is asked in exam. Depreciation of branch asset whose accounts are kept by head office not provided earlier. Already I said this is very important. This is very important. The depreciation account debit to HO. The depreciation account debit to HO account. Correct. Depreciation account debit to HO. I think in this to all I've done correct. Branch paid 2000 as salary to HO inspector. The branch paid salary to HO inspector, but the amount paid has been debited to branch to their salary account. Same we have done. So we need to reduce the salary expense. It is what? It is what journal entry will do? Batao for this. So they have debited to salary account. This amount is now recoverable from HO. So HO account debit to salary account, HO account debit to salary. So you can see HO account debit to salary. Okay, sir. I think this also you have done correct. HO collected 10,000 directly from a customer on behalf of branch, but no intimation. So HO collected directly from customer. So it will be generated what? It will be HO account debit to branch debtor. So it will be HO account debit to branch debtor. This is also correct. No doubt about this. A remittance of 15,000 sent by branch has not been received by head office. So in the books of branch, no journal entry. Point number 5, you can see no journal entry in the books of this. Correct? Yes, sir. I hope this is also correct. Branch A incurred advertisement expense of 3,000 on behalf of branch B. So of course we are doing journal entry in the books of branch A only. So branch A incurred advertisement expense on behalf of branch B. Correct? Understood. Now, the what journal entry? This will be considered as a transaction between branch A and HO. Branch A and HO. So, branch A will recover this from what? HO. So, HO account debit. The HO account debit, either you can say to advertisement expense if it is already recorded, by HO account debit to bank. That information has not been given. So, of course, they have done HO account debit to bank. That is also correct because we'll assume that it is not yet recorded. If advertisement expense that transaction recorded, then you will say HO account debit to advertisement expense. Correct now. But if nothing is given, we'll assume it is not recorded. So HO account debit to cash. This also as many you have done wrong. Now, how many have done all the correct? How many of you have done entire 6 correct? Bolo. So this type of one question can be asked in exam. Can be normally this type of questions are asked in exam. Chalega? Bolo. How many done all the questions correct? Chalo. This much you have understood. You want to take one more question? One more question I'll give you. Bolo, yes or no? You want one more question? Now we'll come to one more question that is also important from examination point of view. Correct. That is what this type of transaction. In this what happened? There'll be n number of branch. Suppose in this question you can see Delhi branch, Mumbai branch, Chennai branch, Kolkata branch. So there are how many branch? 4 branch. It can be more than that. You can see there may be some branch which is not given. Correct now, but of course it is understood there are what? You can see Chennai, Chennai, Chennai. You can see there are 4 branch given in the question. Now they will ask one adjustment entry in the books of head office. So you need to prepare one reconciliation statement. You need to prepare one reconciliation statement for journal entry in the books of head office. For journal entry in the books of head office. The rule is what? Just try to understand. The rule is what? In the books of head office, the any branch which is receiving something that will be debited, and any branch which is giving something will be created. The rule is this. Rule have you understood? Means the journal entry in the books of head office means recipient branch will be debited, and the branch who is giving something means sending branch will be created. Have you understood this point? The rule is very simple. Correct? So with this rule, we'll prepare one reconciliation statement to pass only one journal entry in the books of head office for all the transaction between all the branch. For all the transaction for which are from one branch to another branch. Correct? Let me show you. So adjustment journal entry in the books of head office. In the books of head office at the end of April 2001 for incorporation of inter-branch transaction, assuming that only head office maintain different branch account. Only because head office will only maintain branch account. Branch will not maintain any other branch account. For example, Delhi branch. So how to prepare that reconciliation statement? I'll just inform you with solution. You can see this is the format. How to do this type of question? Just let me explain you the format. We will prepare the solution in this format. You can see the statement of inter branch transaction. Correct. So what we'll do? We'll make 4 column for each branch and one particular column. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the branch column will have 2 inner column, that is debit and credit amount. You can see debit and credit amount, debit and credit amount, debit and credit amount, and debit and credit amount. Have you understood? Correct. So this is the format. In this way you need to prepare the format. This is also one of the question which can be asked in exam, and this question will be of 8 marks if they ask in exam. Normally it has been seen that they're asking, but in recent time I have seen that they have not yet asked this type of question. Earlier this type of question was used to be popular question, but in recent year I have not seen this type of question, but can be asked in exam. Chalega. Have you understood the format? Format have you understood? Respond fast. Have you understood the format? Okay. Now, how to do this question? Let us read one by one transaction. So, Delhi branch receive goods from Mumbai. So, Delhi branch receive goods from Mumbai. So, who is receiving? Delhi. So, Delhi will be debited and Mumbai will be created for what amount? 35,000. You can see what I have done. Correct. I have written Delhi branch receive goods from Mumbai. Understood? So, Delhi will be debited. Means I have done actually 2 transactions together. There are 2 transactions now. And from Kolkata, the total amount is 35 plus 15. So Delhi will be debited by 50,000 and Mumbai and Kolkata will be credited by 35,000 and 15,000 respectively. Got this point? You can see Delhi has been debited by 50,000 and Mumbai has been credited by 35,000 and Kolkata has been credited by 15,000. Have you understood? Second transaction, what they have given? Delhi branch send goods to Chennai and Kolkata. So Delhi branch sent. So Delhi will be now created and Chennai and Kolkata will be debited. Chennai and Kolkata will be debited with 25 and 20. So you can see Chennai and Kolkata. What I have done? Chennai has been debited. Kolkata has been debited and Delhi has been created with a total amount that is 45,000. Understood? Got this point? Yes, sir. Next transaction, what they have given? BR received 20,000 from Chennai. So who have received BR? Delhi has received. So Delhi will be debited and who has sent Chennai? Chennai will be credited. You can see Delhi, I have debited, Delhi debited and Chennai has been credited. But you need to be very much careful. Sometime what happen, very simple question, but with lack of concentration will do wrong. If you are not concentrating, some amount which required to debit it, by mistake will debit it. So simple rule is what? Any branch who is receiving will be debited, any branch who is sending will be credited. Got this point? The next transaction was acceptance sent to Mumbai. Acceptance sent to Mumbai means who has received the bill. Mumbai has received the bill, Kolkata has received the bill, and who has sent the acceptance? Delhi has sent the acceptance. So Delhi has sent the acceptance to Mumbai and Kolkata. So Mumbai and Kolkata will be debited and Delhi will be credited. Got this point? You can see in my answer कि Mumbai and Kolkata has been debited and Delhi has been credited by the total amount, that is 35,000. First transaction, first Delhi branch completed. Now we'll come to Mumbai branch. So Mumbai branch, apart from the above transaction, Mumbai branch received goods from Kolkata and Delhi. So Mumbai will be debited and Kolkata and Delhi will be credited. Kolkata and Delhi will be credited. So what I have done, check karo कि Mumbai has been debited and Kolkata and Delhi and Kolkata has been credited. Delhi and Kolkata has been credited. Got this point? Next transaction, what they have given? He cash sent to Delhi and Kolkata. So cash has been received by Delhi and Kolkata. So Delhi and Kolkata will be debited. And who has sent it? Mumbai. Mumbai will be credited. So Delhi and Kolkata will be debited. Delhi and Kolkata will be debited. You can see Delhi and Kolkata has been debited and Mumbai has been credited. Got this point? चलेगा with the total amount. Mumbai has been credited with the total amount. The Mumbai transaction is also completed. Now let us come to Chennai branch. Chennai branch received goods from Kolkata. So Chennai will be debited and Kolkata will be credited. So come to point number C. You can see Chennai branch. So Chennai branch has been debited and Kolkata has been credited. Kolkata has been credited. चलेगा. The next transaction is what? Chennai acceptance and cash sent, means Chennai has sent acceptance and cash to Kolkata, and cash means they have sent the acceptance, then acceptance cash means they have sent bill amounting to rupees 20,000 and cash amounting to rupees 10,000. So total amount sent is what? 20 plus 10. Who is receiving? Kolkata is receiving. Who has sent? Chennai has sent. So Chennai will be credited and Kolkata will be debited. So Kolkata will be debited. You can see Kolkata has been debited and Chennai has been credited. Chennai has been credited. This much understood? Have you understood this much? Then come to the last branch, Kolkata branch. Kolkata branch sent goods to Chennai. Kolkata branch sent goods to Chennai. So who is receiving? Chennai is receiving. Kolkata is sending. So Kolkata will be once again. Kolkata will be credited and Chennai will be debited. So you can see what I have done. Chennai has been debited and Kolkata has been credited. Understood? Yes, sir. Next point is what? Kolkata paid cash to Chennai. So Chennai is receiving and Kolkata is sending. Once again, Chennai will be debited and Kolkata will be credited. You can see what I have done. Chennai has been debited and Kolkata has been credited. Last transaction, what they have given? The acceptance sent to Chennai. Once again, Chennai is receiving and Kolkata is sending. Chennai will be debited and Kolkata will be credited. You can see what I have done. Chennai will be debited and Kolkata has been credited. So all debit credit has been done. Now we'll do the total of debit credit. You can see debit total, credit total, debit total, credit total, debit credit, debit credit. Then we need to find out difference of each debit and credit. Means in first branch, that is Delhi branch, you can see 85,000 has been debited and 1 lakh has been credited. So it means, can I say 1 lakh has been credited, 85,000 is debited. Are you able to understand what I am saying? So in this case, what is the amount which we need to actually credit? So 85 will be cancelled. How much left in credit? So credit balance is more than debit balance. So 15,000 will be credited. So it means Delhi branch will be credited in the books of head office by 15,000. By 15,000. Understood? Then you can 60 and 57. So debit is more than credit. What is the difference? So 3,000 will be debited. 3,000 will be debited to this branch. Next, 67,000 debit and 67,000 debit and 1,25,000 credit. So how much credit is more? 58,000 credit is more. So 58,000 will be credited to this branch, to this branch. The last 1,20,000 debit and 50,000 credit. So you can see 70,000 debit is more in the last branch. So 70,000 will be debited. 70,000 debited. Then you need to pass one reconciliation entries in the books of head office. So you can see which account is debited. You can this account is debited and this account is debited. So this is which branch. You can see branch name is what. You can see Mumbai will be debited and Chennai will be debited. So what journal entry we have done? Mumbai branch account debit, Chennai branch account debit, and the other two account will be credited. So you can see Delhi branch account credit to Kolkata branch credit with the respective amount, and this total will be same. So this become one reconciliation entry in the books of head office for all the transaction between branch at the end of April, at the end of month, at the end of which month? April month. Have you understood? So only one reconciliation entry, but you need to prepare this statement of reconciliation. Have you understood this? This is also quite possible, one quite possible question in exam. Have you understood this? Respond. You can't understand. Okay, you are not able to understand. Naresh, what you have not understood, explain me, then only I can help you. Because what happens sometime when we are not, I am not writing and you are also not writing, lot of confusion will come. But what you have not understood, can you explain so that I can help you right now? Naresh, last entry, only last entry you have not understood. The statement, have you understood? Have you understood the statement? Naresh, statement, this statement, have you understood? The journal entry will come from the statement. So first my question is that, have you understood the statement? Bolo. Yes, sir. Now what I am saying, just try to understand. Let me explain. In the bookshop, you can see in the bookshop, if you see the branch account, sorry, Delhi account, Delhi branch account, 85,000 is debited and 1 lakh is credited. So if suppose head office want to debit all the amount, so they will debit 85,000 and they will credit 1 lakh. So instead of debiting 85,000 and crediting 1 lakh, can you say it is as simple as credit we should do only that we should credit that branch account with a difference amount only. Why to debit? Why to credit a branch, same branch account, which will say Delhi branch account debit 85,000 to Delhi branch account 1 lakh. Can you see it? No, it does not make any sense. So instead of debiting and crediting, one branch account will they will only consider the difference, will only consider difference between the debit and credit. So you can see, because credit is more than debit, therefore such account should be credited in head office books, should be credited in head office books. Have you understood this point? This point, have you understood why we are crediting 15,000, why we are crediting 15,000 Delhi branch in the head office books? Have you understood this point? Bolo. Yes, sir. Similarly, can I say, if you see the next branch, that is Mumbai branch is debited by 60 and credited by 57,000. So instead of debiting 60 and crediting 57, let us debit only 3,000. So we'll debit Mumbai branch with only 3,000. Similarly, if you see the next, similarly, if you see the next Kolkata branch, In Kolkata branch, if you see, 67,000 debited and 1,25,000 is credited. So instead of debiting 67,000 and crediting 1,25,000, only will what will do? Will credit that Kolkata branch with 58,000. Similarly, Chennai branch 1,20,000 debited and 50,000 credited. So instead of debiting 1,20,000 and crediting 50,000, we will debit 70,000 in the books of head office. Now you can see we have debited Mumbai, we have debited Chennai with 3,000 and 70,000 respectively. Therefore, we have done in the books of head office Mumbai branch account, Chennai branch account with 3,000 and 70,000. And if you see the statement, we have credited Delhi branch and we have credited Kolkata branch. So in the books of head office, we'll credit these two accounts. You can see to Delhi branch account, to Kolkata branch account with 15,000 and 58,000, and you'll see that this total amount of debit and this total amount of credit will be equal. It will be always equal. Why? Because we are following double entry system. Now have you understood? Now have you understood? Naresh, respond. Understood. Yes, sir. Very good. Excellent. Now let us come to one more question. Means this either they will ask journal entry or they will ask this type of questions. Now let us come to one more question. This question may be asked, but if this question will be asked, it can be a question of 12 to 14 marks. 12 to 14 marks. Therefore, I always say possibility is less, but of course it can be asked. So in this, what we'll do, we'll prepare one consolidated balance sheet and consolidated PL account. Correct now for head office and branch together. Let me take the question. Aswin, a trader, commenced business on 1st Jan 2002 with a head office and one branch. Purchases were made exclusively by the head office where the goods are processed before the sale. There was no loss or wastage, but there was no abnormal loss. Only processed goods received from head office were handled by the branch. Means whatever goods produced by head office is sent to branch, and those were charged to branch at process cost plus 10%. Means it is sent at invoice price. So if the cost price is 100, so invoice price become 110. All sales, whether by head office or the branch, were at uniform GP of 25% on their respective cost. So can you see this is the cost price of head office and the invoice price become the cost price of branch. So they will sell at the sale price of head office will be 125 and the sale price of branch will be 25% of 110. So that will be 137.5. Check karo 110 into 25% plus, so 110 into how much? It is coming 137.5. Have you understood this point first? Correct. So goods are, suppose the goods, the cost price of head office was 100. It was sent to branch at a invoice price of 110, and both the head office and branch sell their goods to the outsider at 25% of their respective cost. Therefore, sale price of head office will be 125 and sale price of branch will be 137.5. Understood? The following is the trial balance. You can see capital, drawing, purchase, cost of processing, then sales, goods sent to branch, good received by the branch. Correct? You can see goods sent to branch is not matching with good received from head office. It means some goods are sent but not yet received. So that means there is a goods in transit. That means there is a goods in transit. So how much goods in transit you can calculate? You can see 6,51,200 minus what? 6,40,200. So there is a goods in transit of 11,000. Got this point? Then selling and general expenses given, then debtor or creditor given. Then you can see branch account and HO current account. They have given branch account in the in the books of head office, and then head office account in the books of branch. But this is also not matching, so it means reconciliation required. First, we do reconciliation of that. Means there will be some reconciliation transaction. There will be some reconciliation transaction. Then they have given bank balance total. Further details: goods charged by head office to branch in December at rupees 11,000 were not received by the branch until Jan 2003. Okay, already we have understood there was a goods in transit, so this become a reconciliation entry. Similarly, a remittance of 43,750 from the branch to head office in December is still in transit, so this become cash in transit. This cash in transit recorded in the books of head office because branch has sent, not received by HO. So this reconciliation entry will do in the books of HO. Then stock taking at branch disclosed shortage of rupees 5,000 at selling price. Means there was some abnormal loss in the books of branch. There was some abnormal loss in the books of branch. Then cost of unprocessed goods. Can you say unprocessed means what? It is raw material. It is raw material. So it means the cost price of raw material at head office is 1,80,000. You can see they have not given the closing stock of finished goods. So the closing stock of finished goods is not given. Whenever closing stock of finished goods not given, it means we need to find out that by making one working note. We need to do one working note to find out the cost price of finished goods. You are required to prepare PL account and balance sheet of head office, of branch, and of the business as a whole. Means you need to prepare uh, branch PL, HOPL, and then consolidated PL and the balance sheet as a whole. Means total balance sheet. Can we do? Can we do? Badao. So let me explain with the solution only. So can you say first we need to make the format. Format will be like this. You can see already I have done the calculation of cost price and selling price. This is most important. So first you do calculation of cost price and sale price. That already I have explained. Then your trading and PL account will be in this format. You can see in three columns: HO, branch, and total. Total means consolidated. HO, branch, and total consolidated. So it will be in three columns. First, I will say first record only HO branch. Consolidation, don't do any recording. So consolidation column will be filled at the end. So first only fill HO and branch as per the information given the question. Correct. Similarly, can I say we need to prepare one balance sheet also. Correct. So I have not prepared the balance sheet. The balance sheet I will do on your behalf. Correct. As a balance sheet also prepared. So you can see consolidated balance sheet will also prepare. We will prepare one consolidated balance sheet. Can we start? Follow. So first, what they have given? First they have given capital. Okay, capital will come in the balance sheet. So what I have written, check karo. Capital in the balance sheet, I have written capital. Opening balance how much? 2,20,000. I will do on your behalf. Can I do with you? That will help you, because if I'll explain this way, you will not be able to understand. So let me do. You also do. I will also do. So we'll prepare first trading and PL account. Write down trading and PL account in three column. In this way, you will better understand. If I will only read, that will not help you. Write down HO, branch, then consolidated. HO, branch, consolidated. चलेगा? Okay. Ashwini, can you say me the illustration number 10? Whatever you are saying, what is the actually question? What is the company name, so that I can find out? It is a question of dependent, independent. That also inform you, because right now I don't have ICA module. I need to download them. Can we start? Then we'll prepare one consolidated balance sheet. So that we'll prepare in two column. One will be inner column, other will be outer column. Chalega. So first they have given capital. Capital they have given opening balance. How much opening balance they have given? बताओ. So opening balance is 2,20,000. So write down 2,20,000. Okay, sir. Right. Then they have given drawing. So drawing will be reduced from what? Capital only. Write down minus drawing. How much? 25,000. So 25 the reduced from capital. Correct. Okay, sir. Then they have given purchase. So purchase they have given for what? Head office. So you can see because the business was started at the beginning of the year, therefore there was no opening stock. I am writing opening stock, but opening stock is nil. So that you can understand opening stock is nil. Means in your exam question there can be some opening stock also. Then of course they have done purchase. Purchase how much? 19 lakh 93,350, that is written. Then cost of processing, that on 2 processing cost, how much? 34,650. Then they have given sales. So how much sales? By sales. So sales of head office is 14,20,000. Write down 14,20,000. And sales of branch is 6,40,000. Write down 6,40,000. Yes, sir. Then they have given goods sent to branch. So goods sent to branch, correct now. Goods sent to branch is nothing but for head office, it is just like sale, and for branch, it is just like purchase. So we write down buy goods sent to branch. How much? It is 6,51,200. And 2 good received from head office. Good received from head office. How much? It is 6,40,200. 6,40,200. Then they have given selling and general expense, that will come to PL account. So selling and general expense. Selling and general expense, it is how much? 2,24,000. For what? For head office, and for branch it is 27,000. Yes, sir. Then they will debtor and creditor. So debtor will come where? In the balance sheet. Write down debtor. But the HO how much? Branch how much? So debtor HO will be how much? 2,30,000. And creditor and debtor of head office, debtor of branch is what? 92,000. 92,000. Total we can write down. Similarly, creditor we write down creditor. For HO how much? It is creditor. It is 5,83,350. And for branch it is how much? 2,400. 2,400. Correct. Understood. Then they give a branch account and HO account. Branch account and HO account. I hope you're understanding. Correct now. But can you say branch account and HO account will not come in consolidated balance sheet? It is not reconciled. For that, we'll pass one reconciliation entry. So the reconciliation entry will do in the books of head office, in the books of head office, and in the books of branch. The first reconciliation is for goods in transit. So goods in transit reconciliation will be done in the books of branch. So what journal entry will do? Goods in transit account debit to goods in transit account debit to HO. What is the amount? 11,000. What is the amount? 11,000. This point have you understood? And then there is a cash in transit. So cash in transit journal entry, because that is not yet received by head office, will do cash in transit journal entry in the books of head office. So what journal entry will do? Cash in transit account debit to branch, how much? 43,750. 43,750. Can you say after these two journal entry, because there are two reconciliation, your HO account and branch account should be reconciled. Let's see, it will be 100% reconciled, but let us check. What was the branch account? It was 2 lakh 5,550. 2 lakh 5,550. Correct. It was having a debit balance. It was debit balance, and you can see branch was created by 43,750. So we'll minus 43,750. After minus, how much it is coming? 2 lakh 5,550 minus what? 43,750. It is coming how much? 1,61,800. So this become debit balance. Debit balance of branch in head office book. Now what is the head office account? You can see head office account is 1,50,800 credit balance. And you can see HO has been created by 11,000. So we'll add 11,000. It will become 1,61,800 having credit balance. So now it has been reconciled. So after reconciliation entry, automatically it will be reconciled. Automatically it will be reconciled, and that branch account and HO account will not come in CBS. But can you see this GIT and CIT will come? So we need to write down how much GIT goods in transit and how much CIT cash in transit. So GIT is coming how much? 11,000 directly you can write down outer column. CIT is coming how much? CIT, it is coming how much? 43,750. Have you understood this point? Bolo. This much have you understood? Yes, sir. Then there is one more. Bank balance is given. You can add a bank balance. Bank balance for HO how much and for branch how much? It is 1,62,000. 1,62,000, and for branch you can see it is 34,000. 34,000. So this can be also added. This can be also added. You can see all the trial balance item we have done. All the trial balance item we have done. Now coming to additional information. First point we have done. Coming to second point, there is an abnormal loss. But abnormal loss has been given at selling price. But can I say abnormal loss to be recorded in the books of branch at invoice price, because invoice price is the cost. So we need to first convert. We will convert 5,000, that is selling price. So selling price of what? Branch, that is 137.5. What is the cost price? Cost price is 110. So we will convert. We write down 5,000 into 110 divide by 137.5. How much it is coming? Check karo. It's coming 4,000. Okay, 4,000 become the cost price of abnormal loss per branch. So we'll record this, and what we'll do? Write down here per by abnormal loss. So we record abnormal loss in the books of branch 4,000, and this abnormal loss will be actually transferred to PL account. So we'll transfer this abnormal loss to PL account. So we need to also charge this abnormal loss to PL account. So to abnormal loss, how much? 4,000. This also you have understood, correct? Then they have given closing stock of raw material. So we have written by closing stock of raw material, and raw material they have given how much? It is closing stock is 1,80,000. 1,80,000. Correct, but they have not given the closing stock of finished goods. That we need to find out. Are you able to understand? The closing stock of finished goods, that we need to find out. Correct. This closing stock of raw material will also come in the balance sheet, because closing stock will be recorded in balance sheet. We know from Bachpan. We write down the stock of raw material. Stock of raw material, that is only in the books of head office. Directly we can write down in the outer column. That is how much? 1,80,000. 1,80,000. Understood this point? Bolo. Up to this, any doubt? Are you able to follow? Up to this, any doubt? Have you understood this much? Understood. Now can you see we need to prepare one working note to calculate closing stock. So calculation of closing stock, calculation of closing stock. Understood. We need to prepare one working note. Understood. This much. Any doubt? So how to calculate closing stock, that I need to explain. How to calculate closing stock, that I need to explain. There are two things. Either calculate as a balancing figure from trading account. Either you can prepare one what? You can calculate gross profit, and once you have calculated gross profit, that will be posted. The balancing figure of trading account will be the closing stock. Or you can prepare one working note to find out the closing stock. Understood what I am saying? Have you understood what I am saying? Bolo. Correct? So what we can do? What we can do? We can do in this way. This is head office. This is branch. So what is the opening stock? You can see opening stock is 0, or better I will say do in the balancing figure. We write on to gross profit, and for that we can prepare one working note. So we know the sale price of what HO and branch, and we know the profit margin also. Correct now. It means you can see what we have done. For head office and for the branch, the cost price was 100 and 110, and the sale price was 125 and 137.5. So here the margin is 25. Here the margin is 27.5. So what is the sale given? That is 14,20,000. When I am saying 14,20,000, we can say 25 by 125 is the gross profit. Am I right or not? So what we'll do? 14,20,000 into 25 divided by 125. It means the gross profit is 2,84,000. Similarly, correct. And this is also one type of sales, 6,51,200. Okay, this 6,51,200 has been actually transferred at 110. So in this 10 rupees is the profit. In this 10 rupees is the profit. So in this also we can calculate. So it is what? 6,51,200 into 10 divide by 110, into 10 divide by 110. How much? 6,51,200 into 10 divide by 110. It means it is 59,200. So then this becomes the total gross profit of head office. This becomes the total gross profit of head office. Correct? We can add down. How much? Plus 2,84,000. How much is coming? It is coming 3,43,200. 3,43,200. Write down. 3,43,200. This have you understood? Correct. Now coming to branch. Branch has sold only 6,40,000. So 6,40,000. What is the profit margin? So 6,40,000 into 27.5 divide by 137.5. How much it is coming? 6,40,000 into 27.5 divide by 137.5. So their profit is 1,28,000. Their profit is 1,28,000. Got this point? So you can write on here 1,28,000 as gross profit. And you can see if you have written gross profit, the balancing figure will of this account will be finished goods. So this is one way. This is a shortcut, I will say. This is one shortcut. Have you understood? So just find out the balancing figure. Just find out the balancing figure, everyone. Correct. It is 19 lakh 93,350 plus 34,650 plus 6,40,200. Then 3,43,200 minus 14,20,000 minus 6,51,200 minus 1,80,000. How much it is coming? Below. I have done some wrong. फिर से आई नीड टू कैलकुलेट, यू आर कैलकुलेटिंग और नॉट? 19,93,350 प्लस 34650 प्लस 6,40,200 प्लस 3,43,200 minus 14,20,000 minus 6,51,200 minus 1 lakh. What I am doing? Oh, this I have written wrong. This my mistake. This will come in branch account. 6,40,200 I have posted wrongly in what? Head office account, because this is what head office, so this will be branch. Okay, my mistake. 19,93,350 plus 34,650 plus 3,43,200 minus 14,20,000 minus 6,51,200 minus 1,80,000. The difference coming 1,20,000. Correct it. I have done mistake because posted wrongly in what? Head office account. This will be branch account because this is good receipt. So good receipt by branch. Chalega. Then coming to branch, it is 6,40,200 plus 1,28,000 minus 6,40,000 plus sorry, 6,40,200, 1,28,000 minus 6,40,000 minus 4,000. It is 1,24,200. Done. Understood? Now we'll transfer GP to this account. It is coming 3,43,200 and 1,28,000. 1,28,000. Correct? And this will be net profit. Net profit, leave some space and write down net profit. Leave some lines. So net profit is what? 3,43,200 minus 2,24,000. So net profit is 1,19,200 and 1,28,000 minus 27,000 minus 4,000. It is coming 97,000. But leave some line. I will explain consolidation. थोड़ा सा I need to explain about consolidation also. चलेगा? Have you understood this? बोलो. Up to this any doubt? If you have understood this, then we'll come to consolidated part. Up to this any doubt? Now, in consolidation, what we'll do? We'll make total. What is the total purchase? Total purchase is 19 lakh 93,350. But can you see in consolidation column, only the transaction between other party will come. Any transaction with branch and head office will not come. Means goods sent to branch and good received by the head office will not come. Correct now? Because consolidation is from entity point of view. Got this point? Processing cost will come 34650. But can this good received from head office will not come? Correct? Sales will come 14 lakh 20,000 plus 6 lakh 40,000 means how much? It is 20 lakh 60,000. This will not come. Goods sent to branch will not come. But you can see there is a difference. 6,51,200 and 6,40,000. That is goods in transit. So goods in transit will become a part of closing stock. Closing stock in consolidation, because already we have done one journal entry goods in transit account debit to head office in branch account. Correct now? So that will come as closing stock, right, on goods in transit. But that difference will come where? That difference will come in consolidation column, 11,000. Understood? So that difference will automatically reflected as a goods in transit, and that is nothing but closing stock. That is nothing but closing stock, and that is already recorded in balance sheet. You can see in consolidated balance sheet already we have written 11,000. Chalega? Correct. Abnormal loss will come 4,000. Then raw material will come 1,80,000 and finished goods will be 1,20,000 plus 1,24,200. That is 2,44,200. And the profit, you can see the total will remain same. Check karo profit. profit will be 3,43,200 plus 1,28,000. This total only check karo. 3,43,200 plus 1,28,000. How much is coming? 4,71,200. Just check it by doing total of credit side and minus total of debit side. The same answer will come. Just check it. Everyone. Correct. Have you understood this much? Correct. This gross profit will be transferred यहाँ पे 4,71,200. 4,71,200. Understood? Correct. Now, can you say in the consolidation, one more adjustment required? We write on buy opening stock reserve, and here we write on 2 closing stock reserve. This is only adjustment in the consolidation. But you can see there is no opening stock, so there is no opening stock reserve. So there is no opening stock reserve. But in your exam question, there may be some opening stock. So opening stock reserve will be credited. And closing stock reserve means any profit in closing stock that is not realized, that will be debited, that will be reversed, that will be reversed. But can you say we have closing stock, and can you say we have 2 closing stock? This plus this 11,000 is also closing stock now. And any closing stock of branch will include profit of head office, and that is nothing but 10 rupees, means invoice price 110. So that is nothing but 10 by 110. So you need to find out what the profit in this. So what we'll do, 2 lakh for, sorry, what is the closing stock of branch? 1,24,200 in this into 10 by 110 and 11,000 into 10 by 110. Can you give me this? We need to eliminate. So 1,24,200 into 10 divided by 110. It is coming how much? 1,24,200 into 10 divided by 110. It is coming 11,291. So this is coming 11,291, and 11,000 into 10 divided by 110. It is coming 1,000. So total become what? Plus 11,291 is coming 12,291. 12,291. Have you understood? Correct. Now we can find out net profit. Net profit will be 4,71,200. Correct. The total of selling and general expense how much? 2,24,000 plus 27,000. It is coming 2,51,000. This is 4,000. So what is the net profit? 4,71,200 minus 2,51,000 minus 4,000 minus 12,291. It is equal to how much? So net profit is coming 2,03,909. 909. Have you understood this? 2,03,909. So have you understood opening stock reserve and closing stock reserve? So any opening stock will eliminate load, any closing stock will eliminate load, but the closing stock of branch, you can see we have eliminated closing stock. This is the closing stock of finished goods, and 11,000 is also closing stock, which is the goods in transit in branch books that has been received from what? That is nothing but sent by head office to branch. So that also include load of head office that need to be eliminated. Have you understood this point? So the net profit become 2,03,909. Correct. Understood this point? Chalega. This will be added to the net profit. We write on capital. Net profit is what? 2,03,909. This will be the total capital. Total capital. Understood. Now can you say in this we write down stock of finished goods. Stock of finished goods. A stock of finished goods will come how much? It is 1,20,000 plus 1,24,200. 1,20,000 plus 1,24,200. But can you see this 1,24,200 include some load that need to be eliminated, that already eliminated, but from this minus करेंगे. What was the amount? Amount was 11,291. तो minus करेंगे 11,291. 11,291. How much it is coming बता? So 1,20,000 plus 1,24,200 minus 11,291. How much it is coming? This is coming 2,32,909. 2,32,909. And similarly, We have already recorded 11,000, but this 11,000 also include 1,000 load. So we'll do 11,000. 11,000 minus what? 1,000. So this will be how much? 10,000. So actually it should be 10,000. Now your balance sheet will also tally. You can just make a total, balance sheet will tally. Just check it. 1,24,200 is the balancing figure of branch account. Naresh, what is your doubt? Have you understood now? Only one question of this nature I have done, so that if it comes, you need to attempt it. Just try to understand. If you do plus plus also, now you will get some marks. So this type of question, of course, is lengthy, but you need to attempt. Sometimes what happens, the question when you are attempting, you are getting marks. So I, of course, if you have understood, you can do correct. If you have understood, and this type of question will be very easy with less transaction, but it will be lengthy. It will take some time, and therefore the marks will be 12 marks or 14 marks. Understood? And therefore, what I have seen that because the scope from this chapter is not 12 marks or 40 marks, therefore this type of question they are not asking, but can be asked. Everyone understood? Bolo. But you have said major limited na. Trial balance in the books of major limited. I don't know whether I have that question or not. Let me check. The question start with the trial balance. Yeah, this is the question you want. I think this is the question you want na. What is given? The following trial balance as on 31st December 2001 have been extracted from the books of Major Limited and its branch at a stage where the only adjustment requiring to be made prior to the preparation of balance sheet for undertaking as a whole are to be done. Means what they are saying, we need to pass only adjustment requiring to be made prior to the preparation of balance sheet. So only adjustment entry is required. Okay, sir. So they have given head office branch, share capital, fixed asset, current asset. For current asset, they have given one note. Okay. Current liability, stock reserve. So whenever stock reserve is coming in this, so you can stock reserve will come in head office book, and this will be opening stock reserve. You can see opening stock reserve is last year closing stock reserve will become opening stock reserve. Then revenue account, branch account is coming 31536, and head office account is coming this. So this is not tallied. So we should tally it. You are required to record the following in the appropriate ledger in the both the set of books. You need to prepare. Actually, they have asked what? The ledger account. Sometimes in this chapter, ledger account is difficult because so many ledger account you need to prepare. So you can see this many ledger account they have prepared. So I will try to explain with a journal entry. Good transferred from head office. Note number 1 they have given. Note number 1. So good transferred from head office to branch are invoiced at cost plus 10%, and both revenue account have been prepared on the basis of price chart. Can you, for this nothing to be done? It is only given that goods are sent at cost plus 10%. The loading need to be done. So invoice price is equal to 110. Invoice price is equal to 110. Note number 2 they have given for current asset. Sorry. Note number 2 they have given for what? I don't know. This is note number 2. So relating to head office goods, held by branch on 1st Jan. They have given this is opening stock reserve related to goods held by branch from head office. So of course we need to eliminate this. We'll eliminate. Include goods received from head office at invoice price. So this note number, this current asset include closing stock. Means this current asset include good received from head office at an invoice price of 4565. So this is the closing stock. This is the closing stock of goods in the books of branch. So this include profit of head office. So from this we need to eliminate profit of the head office. Goods invoiced by head office to branch at 3641 were in transit. So this become goods in transit in the books of branch. Correct? As a whole, as was also remittance of 3500 from the branch. So this become cash in transit in the books of head office. As 31st December 2000, the following transactions were reflected in the head office book, but unrecorded in the branch book. So what they are saying is the following transactions were recorded in the head office, but remain unrecorded in the branch book. The following transaction: the purchase price of lorry 2,500, which reached the branch on 25th December, a sum received on 30th December 2001 from one branch debtor 750. So these two transactions remain unrecorded. Okay, can we do? Have you understood the question? Correct. So you can see we need to prepare in the head office branch account. The branch account, what is the balance? You can see 31536. It is what? Debit balance. So two balance brought down, they have written this. Then in the books of they have prepared cash in transit, stock reserve account, revenue account. Correct. Now this I will explain. Then in the books of branch, we need to prepare head office account. So head office account is coming how much? It is 22645. So they have written 22645. Check karo 22645. This you have understood. Now let us prepare one by one each. Let us record one by one each transaction. So again, this 4565, this 4565 will include some profit of head office. In this we need to calculate closing stock reserve. So closing stock reserve will be 10 divided by 110. How much it is coming? 4565 into 10 divided by 110. That is 415. 415. Understood? This point have you understood? And this 693 is the opening stock reserve. This 693 is the opening stock reserve. So that will be transferred to revenue account. Revenue account means you can say PL account. So that will be transferred revenue account. So you can see they have prepared one revenue account. They have prepared one revenue account. Or you can see they have also prepared one stock reserve account. What is the opening balance given? 693. See that they have given 693. Are you able to understand? Correct. Correct. So they have written opening balance. I will explain this. Chalega. Then, can you see they have said goods invoiced by head office to branch 3461. This become goods in transit. So this will be recorded in the branch book. Goods in transit account debit to head office. So journal entry will be what? Goods in transit account debit to head office. Okay. Chalega. Then the purchase price of lorry 2500, which reached the branch on 25th December. They have given. I need to explain actually better. I will explain with what? Journal entry. Okay now. So purchase price of lorry means one motor vehicle they have purchased. Motor vehicle means lorry they have purchased 2500, which reached the branch. So this is already recorded in the books of head office. So in the books of branch will pass lorry account debit to HO. Lorry account debit to HO. Will pass that journal entry. So you can see they have done motor vehicle account debit to HO. Motor vehicle account debit to HO. Correct now. Motor vehicle account debit to HO. This become closing balance. Understood? This account to you have understood? Then case goods in transit account debit to head office. This transaction also you have understood. This transaction also you have understood. Correct now. Then one more transaction they have given a sum received from one of the branch debtor. A sum received from one of the branch debtor 750. So it means the amount is collected by head office, but this is the debtor of what? Branch. So in the books of branch, no journal entry has been done. So what journal entry will do? Head office account debit to branch debtor account. So head office journal entry is what? Head office account debit to branch debtor, to branch debtor. Correct? Understood? So you can see in the head office account, in the head office account, they have done two branch debtor. Two branch debtor means two current asset, because current asset will include what? Branch debtor. So they have done 750 to 750. Have you understood this point? Correct? So opening balance was given. This point you have understood. Goods in transit and motor vehicle. So this become the closing balance. This become the closing balance. So I think head office account you have understood. Goods in transit account you have understood. Motor vehicle account you have understood. Motor vehicle account you have understood. चलेगा. Now coming to sundry credit, sundry current asset means current asset they have given opening balance 23751. Then one more account, more journal entry we have done. Head office account debit to current asset. So we have done by HO 750. So this will become the current asset, the actual current asset in the books of branch. So have you understood all the points of branch books? Have you understood all the points of branch books? You want me to do by journal entry, or are you able to understand? Or I will do by journal entries if you want. Bolo, Aswini, are you able to follow me, or you want me to do in journal entries? Because with this ledger account, it is difficult to understand. Yes, sir. Yes, sir means what? You want me to do in journal entry? Yes, sir means what? What do you mean by yes, sir? Understood. Okay. So this also you have understood. Can you see in the branch book you have understood? Now let us come to head office book. So head office there was one cash in transit. Cash in transit 3,500. So journal entry will be what? Cash in transit account debit to branch. So you can see cash in transit account to branch. So this you have understood. Cash in transit done. Correct. Then can you see now we need to eliminate stock reserve. The stock reserve I will like to explain. They have done in some other way. I will give you some easy way. The stock reserve, let me explain. So stock reserve, better I will explain, because that is not easy way what if they have given. What is the opening stock reserve they have given? Opening stock reserve they have given how much? 693. So we write down 693. Can you say we'll calculate closing stock reserve? Carry it down. This we need to calculate, and that will be calculated in the stock of branch and goods in transit of branch. So what is the stock? Already we calculated 4565. So 4565, and there is one goods in transit. Goods in transit was how much? Batao. It is 3641. So we can add 3641. Total become how much? 4565 plus 3641. Total is what? 8206 into what? 10 by 110. How much? Into 10 divided by 110. It is how much? 746. So closing stock reserve will be 746. Now this will be transferred to revenue account. We have two revenue account. How much? 693. And this will be also transferred to revenue account. By revenue account 746. This is the stock reserve account. I think the last class I have explained. Last class I have explained this. Understood? Now let us prepare revenue account. Revenue account. So revenue account credit balance they have given. How much credit balance they have given? Revenue account. They have given how much? 43210. In the books of head office 43210. So 43210. Correct? Can you say this will be credited 693? We write down 693, and this will be debited 746. We write down 746. So this will be the closing revenue account, which will be transferred to PL account of head office. So it is 43210 plus 693 minus 746. How much it is coming? 43157. And this will be transferred to general PL account. General PL account. Just see 43152. How much they have done? 43. You can see they have also done 4315. Is some approximation difference there. 746 they have calculated. Why the difference coming? It was 43210 plus 693. I think same answer should come. One second. 43157. My answer is also 43157. My mistake. It is 43157. So now same answer is coming. Now have you understood this account? Correct. So I think you were finding difficulty in what? Revenue account, stock reserve account. That I have explained. Understood now this also? But this type of question are not expected. You have asked, therefore I have done it. Not expected in exam, but can be asked. Okay, ICI you can expect anything because this is a question of ICI study matter. You should do all that questions. Have you understood now? Chalega. So with this we completed independent branch. Only the last point I just want to explain. Sometime what happened? They ask incorporation journal entry. What they will give you? They will give you the trial balance. They will give you the trial balance of branch that need to be incorporated in head office books. That need to be incorporated in head office book. So they will give you trial balance of branch and that need to be incorporated in head office book for reconciliation purpose. So they will ask the journal entry. So journal entry of incorporation will do in head office books. So okay, journal entry is very simple. For all the revenue, for all the revenue expense, means all the expense which has been given the branch trial balance. So what journal entry will do in head office book? So all the expense will be debited, means opening stock account, purchase account, goods, means all the expense whatever is given. Correct. Now all the expense will debited to branch account, and for all the income will say branch account debit to all income. Correct. So simple incorporation journal entry is what? For all expenses, expense account debit to branch, and for all income it is income account debit, branch account debit to income. Then for our branch asset, then it is branch asset account debit to branch, and for all branch liability it is what? Branch account debit to branch liability. So if they ask incorporation journal entry, you have to pass this journal entry and you will get marks. So sometimes they will give you trial balance of branch and they will ask you to pass journal entry for incorporation. So simple expense and asset. What journal entry? All expense account debit, all asset account debit to branch. For liability income, what journal entry? Branch account debit to all liability to all income. This is incorporation journal entry. Chalega. I hope you understood. With this, we completed the independent branch. Foreign branch is pending, that will do tomorrow. So I hope independent branch you have understood. All type means I have done journal entries, but normally we expect journal entry and then one reconciliation statement. Normally we expect that to by that type of question from independent branch. From my point of view, more important journal entry, but sometimes they will ask that reconciliation wala question. At most they may ask that consolidation wala question. I hope you have understood. So independent branch is completed from my point of view. Tomorrow we'll do what? Foreign branch. I hope you have understood. Bolo. So can we meet tomorrow? Till then, bye bye. Take care. Enjoy your remaining day. Love you all. Bye bye.